And theme of the night, slow and controlled. Drop the heels very slowly back down towards the floor. Back up. You can always drive up at a tempo more of sort of 1 second if you wish. And then remember, I'm always keen, always think there's always an extra ½ centimeter. You might think you're up on the tops of your toes. Go another little tiny lift and you'll be amazed. There's actually more there. And then control against the gravity as you slowly descend those heels back down to the floor. Feel them tap. Press yourself back up all the way onto tops of your toes, right onto that very top. Maybe take those hands up above your head. The camera angle is brilliant here. I'm just holding onto the ceiling and looking amazing. No loss of balance. And then slowly control those heels. Really chilled and slow back down to the mat. And have a little shake out. Roll onto the outside of each foot. Shift the weight through those feet. Draw that head up over the ribs, over the waist, over the knees. Come tall through the chest, broad through the chest. Little reach up with the arms before swan diving down towards the mat. Soft knees. As we inhale, come up into your flat back. And then as you exhale, a gentle forward fold. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins for your flat back. Reach that bum back, reach tall through the crown. And relax into a gentle forward fold. Twice more, sliding the hands up the shins. Neutral spine. Remember, roll those shoulders back. And then let everything drop back down towards the floor. One more time, sliding the hands up the shins into your flat back, Arta. Great position, rolling those shoulders back, sliding the shoulder blades down your back. Keep the soft bend in the knees, it's still early, so we're just prioritizing the strength through the spine here. Let's take those arms behind us, palms facing down. And then try spin the arms so those palms face away from you. And drop yourself back down to the floor. Relax through that spine as you flex through the spine and walk one leg out at a time. Gently softening between all of our strength building. And then when you're ready, sliding the hands back up the shins for your flat back. As we create this flat back, our mid-spine, our bum, they're engaged, they're working. We're building a little bit of strength through the back of the hamstrings to keep us in this hold. As you roll those shoulders back and you recruit those shoulder blades, we're building all our posture muscles. Try not to draw the tension up to those towards the ears, through the neck. And then we're keeping that neutral spine. This time, reach the arms away from you. As you reach the arms away from you, try reach the bum back. Your shoulder mobility will be what will, how high you can lift those arms. So don't chase it. It's not the back here. Keep the back neutral. And then bring both hands back down. Slide them down your shins. Relax the arms. Relax the rib cage. Relax those back muscles. Maybe just have a little roll to the outside of the left foot and roll to the outside of the right foot. Perfect time of year for strength. Well, I'd argue that there's a whole year, once a week, some strength should be visited in some fashion. With both hands to the mat, gently start to send the bum back down towards your heels. And then come up nice and tall into your seated squat. You won't go so deep just yet, don't worry too much. Squeeze the bum before bringing both hands back down to the mat. Step the right leg all the way back. Come up nice and tall. As you come tall, sink down towards the floor and press back up. 4 more reps as you sink down towards the floor, press back up. 3 more as you come down, keep that pelvis neutral, press back up. Watch how it's a straight down drop, not reaching forward, not just yet, just keeping that hip flexor on the right, nice and neutral. Drop down to the mat, interlock the fingers behind your back, reach the chest tall as you sink the fists. Releasing the hands, gently rock the bum back as you bring the hands to the floor, maybe bring the toes towards your chin. Nothing too crazy, just a gentle glide. Walk both hands forward, step that left leg back, both knees together. Draw the abs in, 5 reps. Shoulders over wrists as we lower chest down towards the floor. Press back up. Key thing, elbows narrow. Let's go marine on the press of heart leads. Press back up. If you really want a tempo, it's definitely a 3, 2, 1. Heart hits the floor. 1, press back up. On your last 2 reps, keep the reach of the chest forward. Keep the abs drawn in. Press back up. As you go past that halfway, you're rolling the shoulders back. Broad chest. Press back up. Nicely done. Drop the feet to the floor, lower the chest all the way to the ground. This is where you relax. In between those strength work, in between, you just relax the belly. Don't build the tension through the body. Remind yourself to let loose after building your stability or strength. Then bringing the hands out in front of you for seal pose. As you draw through the forearms, reaching the chest tall. Squeeze the bum. And then maybe walk the hands a little closer towards your ribs. But just because you're drawing closer to your body, try not to push into the body. Try to keep the reach of the chest long. Slowly lowering back down to the mat. Knees to the mat. Draw the abs in as you press yourself back up, and then walk those forearms back in towards the knees. Pause for a minute as you just bring that chin in towards your chest and have a little rock through the rib cage. A little flex through that spine after that opening switch on through Arta, through our mid back. Here, just giving it the chance to gently soften. Walk yourself back out to neutral into 4-point. In that neutral spine, squeeze the bum and raise the leg out towards the side. You're trying to recruit the outer glutes as you raise the leg out to the side, and maybe press that heel away from you at the same time. Before coming back, maybe bringing the knee up towards the shoulder and returning back to neutral. As you raise that right leg out towards the side, I'll show you front on. The glute med, bringing the leg up to the side. Press that right heel away from you, keeping the leg high if you will. And then draw the knee all the way up towards the armpit and the elbow. Before returning back down to neutral. Walk the hands forward a little further, send the bum back towards the heels. Rock yourself side to side, let the feet soften, let the belly relax. Before pressing yourself up into your down dog. Rest that left foot on the back of the right heel and raise up onto those right toes. Back down to the mat 3 times more as you raise up onto the toes. Always controlling that return back down to the mat. Raising up onto the toes. Control as you return. Last one, raising up and back down. Switching sides as you rest the right foot on the back of the left. You'll notice how when you work a bit of strength or you use a little bit of weight as you raise up onto the toes and back down to the mat. You'll notice how you increase your chances of flexibility, of range of motion. As you come up onto the toes and back down to the mat, with each one noticing how the heel might be getting a little closer to the floor. After your 4th rep, raising up and back down. Before dropping that right knee to the mat, set the left leg between your hands, curling the back toes under and pressing yourself up and out of it for 5 reps. As you exhale, sinking down towards the floor, inhale, press up out of it. Slowly lower, straight down drop so that we lengthen the right hip flexor back up out of it. Strengthening that left bum, left thigh, back up out of it. Last 2, as you control, keep the reach through the fingertips, back up out of it. Last 1, back down to the mat. Gently, gently drop yourself to the floor and rock the bum back. Gentle glide through the hamstring. Walk yourself forward, curl the back toes under, step to the top of your mat, rolling yourself up, vertebra by vertebra to standing. As you come up nice and tall, bring those arms into cactus. You'll see that 90-degree angle through the shape. Even this position is quite difficult. You want to broaden the chest. The main aim here is not to bring the elbows inwards by gathering that tension through the shoulders. Broad through the chest, get that V swimming shape. So the lats are recruited as you try to bring the wrists back and the elbows slightly forward. You'll feel the shift like we do when we're on the floor through those upper back muscles. Then trying to keep the elbows where they are, gently spin the hands forward and then sink the hands, keeping the elbows high. Trying to bring the wrists underneath the elbows and also trying not to grab everything into those shoulders, still keeping the shoulders relaxed and the chest broad. Spinning the arms back, elbows tall, wrists and elbows in line with each other. One more time as you root the palms down, keeping those elbows high. And then reach behind you, facing both palms away. Have a little gap of the left palm away from the lower back and the right palm away from the left palm. So an inch or so if you can. Then release those hands. Feel how the control through those shoulders and the scap as you rotate all the way. Maybe back bend if you wish, but reach with the chest. Keep the chest broad as you come back, spinning the hands back down, keeping the elbows high and switching that cross behind your back. Inch away from the lower back with the right arm and inch away with this left arm. Before completely releasing, completely relaxing, and here's where you switch off. Relax the shoulders. With your next couple of exhales, let the shoulders drop, let the neck chill. Inhaling as you reach nice and tall. Exhaling as you swan dive. Bum goes back. Inhaling for Arta. Before coming into your seated squat again. Start to walk those feet away from each other so they're wider than hip width. Keep tall through the chest as you sink the bum down towards the floor. Press yourself up out of it to about 3/4 way and then slowly lower yourself back into it. Press yourself up and out of it, about 3/4 out of the way. And as you exhale, sink the bum down towards the floor. Send the shins towards your toes. You can bring the hands onto the shoulders. That might give you some leverage to gain a bigger range through your squat. Pressing yourself back up to 3/4, little hold. Exhaling as you sink into a slightly deeper squat. If you feel the bum arch back, it's okay. It's only our body weights here. So feel free to drop as low as you feel comfortable. Last rep as you come all the way to 3/4 distance, slight bend in that knee. Exhaling as you sink, arms long to the shoulders or in prayer, your call. Bringing both hands back to the mat, stepping the left leg all the way back. Having the right leg long at the top of your mat, reach that back heel away from you. Tall through the chest, before bringing both hands, stepping the right leg back, drawing the abs in. 5 full press-ups, drop to the knees when needed, as the chest leads, press yourself back up. Slow and controlled, 3, 2, 1, press back up. Always drawing the abs in, so that the waist doesn't sink, press back up. And then when the elbows are narrow, you protect the shoulders and you really work those triceps. Last one, squeeze the bum if you're up for a full body press back up. Slowly dropping that chest down towards the ground. Relax the belly, roll yourself side to side before reaching through and grabbing that left foot. With up on the forearm or not, your call. Gently drawing the heel towards your bum. You can always use a strap if it's a bit early for a stretch. Still just want to visit that 6 or 7 out of 10. Switching sides and not staying in too long as you reach through and grab the right foot. You might have heel to bum. If you do, bring the knees together, bring the hips to the floor. And release. As you curl the toes under, knees to the mat, press yourself up, and then walk back onto those feet. As you walk the hands back, reaching that chest tall, we'll soon see why we're gently loosening off the front thighs. As you walk yourself forward, squeeze the bum, come up nice and tall. Reverse Nordic curls, bring the hands to the chest, gently glide yourself back. Don't go too deep on this one too early. Rock yourself forward and back out of it. Draw the abs in so that the hips don't cave, so that you can keep the spine long as you rock back out of it. 3 more. As you glide back, draw the abs in, maybe visit slightly deeper. And back out of it. Remember, bringing the arms involved is just an added weight as they come away from the body and back up out of it. There's never a need, so you don't have to if you don't wish. You can use your toes curled under as a little break if you wish, and back up out of it. Nicely done. Hands to the top of your mat, curl the toes under, and have a little rest here in down dog. Either walk the legs out or roll the feet onto their outer knife edge for a minute or two as you soften through the side bodies or the back bodies. When we are in downward dog, it's a great chance to obviously lengthen a lot of areas, but the key area to strengthen is through our lats and through our shoulders. You either stay in and hold and gently start to recruit the shoulder blades. And by that I mean slide the shoulder blades up towards your bum. Very difficult when you're upside down. You can stay there, or with that bend in the knees, gently dip the head and the chest diagonally down towards the hands. You might move an inch, you might go all the way. It's your call before gliding yourself back up to down dog. A little bend of the elbows as you glide diagonally downwards and press yourself back up. Know your limits as we build strength in the upper body here. Broad through the chest. Feel the body. Know if it's just an inch movement or beyond that you're currently happy with. Last rep as we strengthen through the shoulders and the upper chest and the triceps, gliding yourself back up, dropping both knees back to the floor, sitting the bum back down onto your heels, hands behind you. This time as the chest reaches tall, you can let the head drop and maybe let the waist follow. Breathe into that belly, into that rib cage. Before relaxing the bum back down towards the heels. And curling the back toes under as you sit the bum back down towards the heels. Pressing yourself up into a forward fold. And rolling yourself up vertebra by vertebra to standing. As you come up nice and tall, before bringing the hands back down to your side, you're going to step the left leg forward, but out at an angle. So almost like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. As you gently dip down towards the floor, and then reach that right arm up and over. As you come back to neutral, pressing through this front leg to go back to standing. Nice tall reach. As you plant the right foot out to 2 o'clock. So a slight angle to that forward lunge. As you dip and reach, that left arm up and over. Before coming back out of it, strong as you press yourself back. We'll go once more each time. This is nice to visit second time round. And if there's a fault sometimes, not a fault, a drawback with yoga is it's all very alignment based. So the minute here we're out of alignment, you might find a new challenge. And as you gently drop down towards the floor and you reach the arm up and over, you've got a new sensation through that hip flexor. As you come back to neutral, a little bit of power as you step yourself back. Nice tall reach as you shift the weight into that standing leg and then gently out to the side, lengthening through the groins as you sink. Reaching up and over. Building strength with length in the inner groins as you return back to neutral, pressing yourself up out of it and a little shake off. Inhaling as you reach tall for maybe a slightly deeper forward fold. By that I mean less of a micro bend in the knee. Sliding the hands down your mat all the way to the top end of your mat. As you bring those hands underneath your wrists, have the feet maybe similar width. Then draw the abs in as you take the left arm and just gently tap that right shoulder before coming back to the mat. Switching sides as you control the hip swing out to the side, bringing the right hand to the left shoulder, back to the mat. Draw the abs in as you lower the chest all the way to the floor, then slide that left knee up towards the left wrist. Find some shape as you try to settle both hip bones face down towards the floor. Then slide that foot away from you and reach the right knee up towards your right wrist. Little hip opener. Trying to keep both hip bones to the floor before coming back to the mat. As you raise up off the knees, keep the right knee to the floor as you squeeze the left bum, raising the left leg. Let's lower the chest to the ground as you bring the left knee to the left wrist, keeping the knee hovered if you can, pressing yourself back up and out of it. Switching sides as you squeeze the right bum, raising the right knee out to the side as you lower the chest to the floor, bringing that knee to the wrist, and then back up out of it. Relax the belly, relax the rib cage. Drop those forearms in towards the knees. Maybe use the hands behind the head for a gentle draw onto the head, or it already might be relaxed to the floor. You can bring the elbows up above the head if you want a gentle lengthener through those triceps, resting the palms on the spine, reaching the elbows past the ears. Before bringing both hands to the mat and rocking the toes under as you sit the bum down onto your heels. Pressing up to standing, but coming through on the toes. So raising yourself all the way up through those strong calves, through those strong feet, up into standing. Dropping the heels to the floor as you reach tall. Nice stride forward with that left leg as you bring the arms to the mat. Forgive me. Arms out at cactus. Reach the chest tall as you sink towards the floor. Raise yourself up and out of it as you hover the chest up and over the thigh. No laughing at a wobbly instructor. As you reach back through that back heel. Palms face down, and you'll feel the shoulder blades activate as you slide them down your back. Back heel is engaged like it's against the back wall. Then, as you reach tall through the arms away from you, rotate that right elbow onto that left knee if you wish. Trying to rotate through the spine and not lose that strength through the legs. As you draw yourself back into center, bringing both hands back to the mat, drawing the abs in as you step back, lowering all the way to the floor, Sphinx pose, rolling the shoulders back, reaching the chest through. Before slowly lowering back down to the mat, pressing yourself up into your down dog. Walking those hands back, delaying that bend in the knees this time. And rolling yourself up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Tall reach above the head as you bring the arms into cactus, striding yourself forward. Chest tall as you sink. Broad chest, remember, don't let the shoulders gather the tension. Before hinging up and over that right thigh. Long line from that back heel through the mid-body, through the chest. As the arms reach behind you or away from you. Before bringing in that rotation, bring the elbow to the knee first, and then lengthen through the spine as you rotate. Push through the back heel, reach through the crown before bringing the hands together. It's your final end product. There's no reason to have to get there. Before bringing both hands to the mat, drawing the abs in as we lower for mini cobra. Squeeze the bum, gentle raise of the chest. Before returning back down to the floor, pressing yourself up for down dog. This time, walking those feet back up towards your hands, one at a time. Rolling yourself up, vertebra by vertebra, to standing. You can see the theme is glute med, strong outer hip support, As you swan dive for our last two, strength builder through the outer bum. Inhale into our flat back and stepping back into your plank. As you squeeze, always feel free here to drop onto the knee like the one we did earlier. As you squeeze the left bum and lift the left leg, bring it to the elbows, you drop the chest to the floor. Press yourself back up as you send the leg back. Draw the abs in as you squeeze the right bum, dropping the chest to the floor, a little hold and send yourself back. Drop the knees to the floor, reach the chest through, roll the shoulders back. As you press away from the mat for a lazy upward dog, before curling the toes under, down dog. Squeeze the right bum, single leg downward dog, step through between your hands, follow with the left leg. Roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra, to standing. 2 rounds of upward dog. Exhaling as you swan dive. Inhaling on your flat back. Exhaling as you step back for Sphinx, mini cobra, or upward dog. If it's upward dog, push away from the mat through the hands and your feet as you reach that chest through. Down dog. Squeeze the left bum, single leg downward dog, step through between the hands. Follow through with the right. Roll yourself up, vertebra by vertebra. Tall reach, almost a straight leg swan dive. Flat back, step back, upward dog, Sphinx, or mini cobra. Down dog. Walk those feet out side to side. Gently, gently loosening the backs of the legs. Drop the right knee to the floor, left knee to the floor. Gently sit back onto the heels. So hopefully you're a degree or two warmer. It looked really nicely done with intent, and that's always the best way. Literally a rep, 2-3 reps with intent will have way more benefit than all the chat of how exactly you should do sets and reps. With intent is always better than with without that focus, just counting. So here you'll see I've gently drawn the left thigh back and keeping the right leg long and straight. Now you will have your own positioning here. If the thigh is behind the hip, happy days. If it's slightly in front, so be it. You'll probably, between the two positions we're going to visit, you'll probably want to adjust it from time to time. The angle of this back foot probably depend on how your knee is feeling. Gently walking the belly down towards your toes. Allow the spine to relax because we're not going to hold on to anything in these final stretches. And by that I mean allow to flex, allow the belly to completely chill. And we're going to come back and visit this a couple of times, so don't worry how far down the leg you walk just yet. It'll only take a few breaths before you feel like you feel inclined to gently drop a little deeper. And then walk those hands back. And just having the hands behind you, the fingertips facing away, again, might be enough. Or if you fancy, gently dropping onto the forearms. Feel free to let the head hang. But wherever, this is what I mean about this femur, you might want to walk the femur forward if it's a bit much through the hip. So wherever you feel you're just about on the edge of that comfort zone, remember. If you feel like you've come into something a little too easy, gently tweak it. Certainly if it feels a little too hard, back out of it. Walk yourself forward. Scoot that leg all the way through and bring the outer knife edge on top of the thigh. Figure of four shape, gently forward fold over the thigh. Feel free to walk the hands down the shins. I only show the hands because I think, generally speaking, when we're involved in sports, walking our hands down to our toes is quite ambitious and it invites tension. So I much prefer just to encourage starting here. And then with each exhale, as this outer hip relaxes and the knee maybe drops a little out, or the back of the leg relaxes, you feel free in that relaxed manner to walk the hands down. Having any hands to the floor is by no means a cheat. It's a great security blanket for the body. And as soon as you offer one of those, you get more relaxation out of your muscles. As you rock yourself back up and out of it, just twizzle through those hips as you glide yourself back. Gently forward folding again. With each visit, you'll no doubt find a subtle difference. Remember, you're always just like tapping on the door of these muscles. You're not pushing it down. You're just sort of letting it know you're there. And will anything open any further for you to come in? Pressing through those hands. Change it up a little if you wish. Bringing the knees close together this time. Either scoop the shin underneath the thigh as you rock down to the floor, or keep that femur out to the side like you visited last time. Either keeping up on the forearms as you visit a lengthener through the thigh, or dropping onto your back. If you're on the floor, I'd recommend dropping the shin underneath the thigh. Before pressing through the forearms, through the elbows, coming up nice and tall, scooting that foot up and over the right. Gently drawing that knee in towards your chest and rotating to your left. As you come back to neutral, last one, inside of the foot, inside of the thigh. Gently forward folding. And I would 100%, if you've got a strap, again, just an extension of your arms, that's all it is. So never feel shy on just grabbing the strap to not pull into the stretch, but just give yourself some longer arms. With each exhale, noticing how the body responds. Using the warmth, using the blood flow that you've created to come into some slightly deeper, longer holds. As you bring the left leg forward this time and that right knee out to the side, keep hold of the strap if you wish. Doesn't mean you have to come all the way down to the toes. And find that biting place on the outer hip here, or through the front of the thigh, before walking down the shin. Watch how each relaxed exhale through the nose opens a slightly further reach, slightly different sensation through the body. Before releasing at the feet and walking the hands back. This is enough even here for me. I can feel that nice little draw through the front of the right thigh, through the outer hip. Almost a little crampy even. So I just want to stay here and let it settle. Let it respond. And you utilize the chance for these longer stretches to enter your recovery state. We work strength and then we recover. Remember, it's when we recover and rest that the strength actually builds, because that's when the muscles repair. It's when the nervous system allows the body to repair. And by repair, we get stronger. As you walk yourself up and out of it, swooping that leg forward and letting the outer knife edge rest just above the knee, really. You'll call on the strap or hands behind you, or grabbing the toes. As you roll down, checking into where the restriction is, where the resistance is. Might be outer hip, might be hamstring or back. Turning that intent, that focus in the breath to that area of the body. Drawing yourself back up out of it. And as you swoop the leg back behind you, feel free to stay in that wide position or bring the knees together and the shin possibly underneath the thigh. As you walk back onto the forearms or back down to the floor, your call. Never really any need here. I feel that my 7 out of 10 is enough. I want the body to relax, not fight the stretch. And know if and when you're cheating. Generally, most sports people know when they're backing out of something. So that's never the case. The case is more about when you feel like you're just digging that little bit too much. And I'd always recommend staying on the right side of that. As you walk those hands forward, then swoop that leg up and round and get that up and over that left thigh. Draw that knee in towards your chin as you rotate to the right. before coming back to neutral, scooting that sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Grabbing your strap again if you wish, and gently walking into your final forward fold. So tonight's strength through reps is all about building up through that whole range of motion, being nice and stable through the whole range, not just a small part of it, and working through your whole body, not just a small part of it. As you scoot the legs all the way forward, as you grab a drink or start to find your position of best comfort down on the mat by rolling yourself down vertebra by vertebra and always having a little roll through the spine, either by bringing the knees into your chest or rolling the feet side to side. Your physical cues that find your relaxation pose early. Now becoming second nature as you soften the body. Amazed by how as soon as you arch the back away from the mat and wriggle through those shoulder blades, how somewhere else in the body calms too. So we enter that rest digest state, bringing conscious effort to slowing the breath down. You're in control of your recovery by controlling your breath rate. Breathing in through that nose. Into that relaxed belly. And softening those shoulders and facial muscles as you allow the air to leave the body. Looking to double our exhales to our inhales. With a count of 4, 8. Inhaling into that relaxed belly in 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, belly rise, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last couple rounds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Smooth exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping your eyes closed, keeping your body soft. Returning to your normal breath. As and when you're ready, bringing that awareness back to you, back to your mat, back to your limbs. Having a little wriggle, a little wake up through your limbs. Really like to roll the knees side to side or draw them in towards your chest. Always good to tune in to what the body's asking before rolling onto your right hand side. And bringing it up to seated. Namaste.